Hey guys, today I'm going to be building the Hobby Boss F5E Tiger 2 in 1/72 scale. I've been waiting to build this kit and it seems really good, especially considering it's Hobby Boss. So, side of the boxes, just gotta give the box overview and stuff. Not too much. I'm going to be doing the gray one up here, as I do not have the colors for the brown, and I thought gray would be an interesting one from the brown, because most people do the brown color, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so I finished the cockpit. Unfortunately, I forgot to start filming. You know how the hobby gets, you get so immersed in the building you forget to do stuff sometimes. So I made the cockpit, pretty simplistic cockpit. I didn't put on the decal just because there's texture. Anytime there's texture on a cockpit, I don't really put the decals on, because then the bumps on the detail bumps or whatever in the cockpit interfere with the settling of the decal. So I just usually dry brush some silver on there. So anyways, we're going to be putting the fuselage together and the actual cockpit. So let's do that. So guys, there are some problems with fitting on the bottom. So I ended up just putting it in on the top. As you can see right there, the fit isn't really perfect. You got to move it around a little bit. It doesn't really look proportionate to the pilot or anything, but I'll take it because that's the best I could get. And anyways, now we're going to be putting the bottom half on and the wings, and so yeah, let's get into that. Okay guys, so this is the paint scheme we're going to be doing right here. Now the colors I'm going to be using is Vallejo's Model Air U.S. Air Force Light Gray, Vallejo's Vallejo's Model Air Series. I'm sorry. U.S. Navy Light Ghost Gray and Vallejo's Model Air Series U.S. Air Force Medium Gray. So they're gonna go from light to dark on that paint scheme. So yeah, I'm gonna be coating the whole thing in this light gray and then doing all the others. So let's start it. Okay guys, so I put the first light gray coat on, and then I'm going to be going over in the second dark color, which is going to be Vallejo's U.S. Navy Light Ghost Gray. So, yeah, let's start that. Okay, I forgot to start filming when I was doing the first, or the second color. But anyways, this is how it turned out. It came out pretty good. I like it. Now I'm going to be doing the second darkest color. I did that color with U.S. Navy Light Ghost Gray, and now the second color is going to be done with U.S. Air Force Medium Gray. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Okay guys, so I'm done with the painting. As you can see here, it came out pretty nicely in my opinion. There we go. Bottom two. So, I did do the gray paint scheme. However though, I want to do the navy more as I'm a navy boy. I like the navy much better than the Marines, so that's just personal preference. So I did it in the gray camouflage. This squadron does have gray paint schemes, so I'm just going to be taking these decals and slapping it onto the gray one. And hopefully it turns out good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to do this. I'm going to be showing you these ones right here. Little dotted ones. Your instructions. What you want to do, on this side, you want to take the decals and cut them out the size. And you can cut them out perfectly if you want, but I just cut around them as I don't really care too much for the flash. Now, of course, if you do have painty hands, watch out where you put your fingers and how much pressure you put on, because that could put paint on the decals, as you can see right there. Right next to the Swiss one, I kind of put a black mark right there with my fingers, because my fingers have black paint on them a little bit. So do be careful about that, because this decal paper will like to have whatever's on your hand stick to it. Now, whenever you're messing with the water, close that up and cover it up, because you don't want that water getting on all the decals and messing them up. Let's go ahead and dip it in the water, and depending on what temperature the water is, go ahead and wait a little bit, and then pull it out when you think it's ready. Okay, guys, so when you'll know it's done when you can put whatever you're using to apply the decal on, and the decal will move around. So then what you want to do, pull it out. If you have a paper towel, that's great. Just go ahead and dab it on it. In this case, I'll just put some instructions because it works just fine. Just kind of shake it off. Try not to drop it. Put the decal to the side. Cool. And now go ahead and slide the decal off. You can do this whatever way you like doing. If you need to use your finger, you can. Don't be too worried about it. Decal will just slide off. And go ahead and put it on the surface that you wish to apply it to. In this case, it will be the wing for me. Okay. Now you can use panel lines as a reference. Just go ahead and slide it on. Careful though, you do not want to break the decal. Trust me. It would be very nice if you don't. Into place. There we go. And then do the same thing on the other side. Remember, always use panel lines for reference so that you know right where you're putting it. Here we go. And that right there, folks, is how you put on a decal. So I'm going to be putting the rest of the decals on. And yeah, I'll go ahead and catch you guys when the aircraft is done. Okay guys, so the kit is done. It came out pretty good. Now this is a hobby boss, so some gaps, some fitting issues are to be expected, which this kit did have. Now because of those issues, I would rate it as a second or third kit, as it would not work as a first kit because there's just too many gaps and it would get too frustrating and you would abandon the kit. I can almost guarantee it. However, though, this is my first time doing this kind of adversary paint scheme, so sorry if it's a little messy. And now what? And also, as you can see, the missiles on the sides, those are missiles for training combat, and they're not actual AIM-9Bs, as you saw in my last clip, so I ended up taking the missiles off and remaking them. And now an adversary paint scheme is what the US Navy, the US Marines, and the US Air Force use to imitate an enemy aircraft, such as a Russian aircraft. And so what these do, they paint F-5 and F-16s like this, and then they use them at Top Gun and stuff like that, and they'll go up against aircraft such as the F-15 and F-A-18. And now aircraft like the F-5 and the F-16 are more maneuverable, and so what it does is they train pilots who fly the F-A-18 and F-15 how to fight more maneuverable aircraft such as the F-5, and so that's why they're painted like this, because they're meant to resemble enemy aircraft. And I like this paint scheme. I'm honestly surprised the military doesn't use this paint scheme for them. This would be a great paint scheme. I really like it. And the F-5 is one of my favorite planes. I've always loved it. And I will be building another F-5 very soon. The next one will be by Dream Model. It's a relatively new kit, or a relatively new company out on the market. They're F-5. They mainly make F-5s, and they seem pretty good. Like, really good. Their F-5s look nice, and so I can't wait to build that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. Every little bit helps, and yeah, help me get to 1K. Anyways, guys, catch you later.